Hey guys, welcome back to Aiden's Minis. Today we are going to look at my command for my Japanese faction. So, these aren't even the full command really, this is more for Ashigaru specifically. I went with Fireforge's Samurai. And what we've got, it should be it, as far as I can tell, that's it. What we've got is, so you can obviously buy the official command for all of this, but I don't really like that idea. I've never liked spending a ton of money on command unless, necessary, or if it's for really good bits. But I actually have a ton of bits right now, so I decided to build my own command. And it's better to fit it this way rather than like official actual command. I wanted to set it up more like my own style for my faction for my RPG setting. So we'll start with this one, which is an Ashigaru kind of a champion. Now he's got the banner on the back to kind of denote that he is a higher social status than the rest of his buddies. I ended up taking two separate arms. One was an Ashigaru spear arm, and I took a samurai arm and cut it off at the elbow because the samurai arms, let me see if I can find one. The samurai arms are actually a little different. So, the samurai arms have that rim on it, and it's kind of like it's got it tied. So I'm going to try and get this to actually focus, hopefully. You kind of get it. It's got like the tied little bits, and it's got the rim on it. While the Ashigaru arms are actually a little different. Sorry, I'm pulling one over. So basic Ashigaru arm is more like this, where it's just paneling without the string detail. Obviously, to show it's kind of like less effort put in because they're, Ashigaru, not full-on samurai. I do have a bunch of samurai too, which I think I showed off. If not, I'll do a video later on about them. But this one I went with the banner, and I gave him a sword. I took the double sword from one of the samurai that had the katana taken out, but left the wakizashi. And I took one of the spare heads that are screaming, and I cut the top knot off, attach it to the back of this closed hand. This is actually supposed to be one of the hands that hold a spear straight up. I will grab one. Actually, no, sorry, that's not one of the ones I'm looking for. Here, give me 1 sec. Just found him. I actually found a better one, too. Throw him on there, too. So, this is what the arm actually looks like. It's just kind of resting at rest. So I added the top knot to the back of the hand, and then added a bit of super glue and baking soda to simulate the hair. And then it'll show like he's holding the head of an enemy. I did have to shave down the leg a bit to fit the head on there, but yeah. Other than that, he's kind of just supposed to look threatening. I've got this champion, who's just a unit champion. He's just got an officer. Same thing, two swords without the katana. At rest arm. He's got a katana arm. And these, actually, funny enough, the katana for this one is actually one of the yari, the long spears that have a katana-like blade at the end. I cut it off the staff and gave him the katana because I didn't want to sacrifice a samurai arm to actually give him one. But yeah, so you've got kind of a katana. I also took, I forgot to show you, oh no, this guy didn't have one anyway. I had a few of these that I had spare because, the officers that have no hats don't need the hat. So I actually took the spare hats I had, clipped them off to show that they still have them, to show that they are, still Ashigaru. They are not, highborn soldiers. Just to keep them visually distinct, would also kind of show that they are still, they fit into the Ashigaru unit, so they still have their hats. Next up is the flute. And I had a flute left over from an old Spartan kit I got from, I want to say, Victrix Minis, the guys who make Romans and a lot of historical kits. Same thing, katana arm made with a yari. Same hat on the side. Same thing, two katana, or a wakizashi and a katana with the katana missing, because he's obviously got it in the hand. Why would you have a second katana? But yeah, and I used one of the yelling faces for that. And here is one of my first musicians. I took the double katana and wakizashi scabbard, and left that on there. I gave him his hat here because it was kind of going to get in the way of the foot and all that here. I probably should have put it there, though it would probably look better. Gave him one of the yelling faces. I took a spear hand and cut the spear weapon out. And then I had one of the hands that are supposed to hold, like, I think it's a spear. so he's kind of like beating on the drum. I put this is only here, this is one of the shoulder plates from the samurai, because if you look, you can faintly see it. But this is actually supposed to go on the hip of a Dark Oath soldier from Age of Sigmar. Because I saved the drum. Because I think the kit I got 2 drums, so I only needed 1. So I saved this one. And what I did was I glued the part that there's a hand on one part of it, and then this is the side that lands on the hip. The hand I had to cut off a bit more, so it's hidden in there where you can't see it, and this part I just covered up with the samurai thing to kind of show its connection to their faction. So he's got a drum, he's beating on the drum, and he's kind of the crouched body. Now, the last one is this Ashigaru with a banner. Funny enough, this worked out so well. So first, we'll do the hat, same katana thing. This time, I actually ran out of the katana and wakizashi, so I just gave him one of the katanas that were empty, and stuck it there. The most important part is the banner. Now, the actual samurai models have this kind of banner on them, which sucks because that's a very Japanese specific one. It's really hard to get bits that look like that. But the Skaven have a very similar style, which is hilarious, honestly. So what I ended up doing was I gave him a Skaven banner, and this right here is supposed to be a rat. I clipped the rat off, and then it had this obviously ugly mark that showed there was supposed to be something there. So I glued another samurai shoulder to kind of hide it. And now I actually have a bannerman using just some spare Skaven bits and an Ashigaru. Funny enough, I actually have this is now a better bannerman than my samurai bannerman, who just has a spare, this was originally a banner from what are they, Fireforge Berber Infantry. I clipped the spear end off and the actual handle bit off and glued it onto this it was a full spear, and it just had that little bit. I cut the tip off, attached this on the side. I don't like this much, especially when compared to this. I like this one so much better. Maybe I'll leave this. Eventually I'll probably replace it, but yeah, that's kind of how it ended up looking. So that is my samurai kind of command as they are so far. Or not even samurai, sorry, Ashigaru command as they are so far. I do have a few unit champions, which are off to the side. Let me see if I can find one real quick. But essentially all they are is to make them stand out. I found one. Took off their helmets, so I gave them a normal head, gave them a banner on the back, gave them one of the hats on the side, and then gave him the katana and wakizashi setup. This one is a rifleman specifically, so he actually has both in the scabbard, and he's got his rifle. But anyway, I've got unit commanders. I've got obviously an officer for the rifleman, and yeah, that's kind of how things are going for my Ashigaru command so far. Hope you enjoy that. Please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any comments, leave one in the comment section, and have a good day.